if we're coming. Break off the attack. The shield is still up.
I got no reading. Are you sure?
Pull up! All craft, pull up!
Take a base of action. Green group, stay across the holding sector and each other.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap!
Welcome, Masters and Padawans, to episode 616. Can that be correct? A Full of Sith? I think it is. I looked up the Roman numerals. I am obviously not Brian Young. I'm your host, Holly Frey. Brian is under the weather, so I did the only prudent thing to do in such a situation. I called in another Brian. My beloved, Brian Frey.
It's Bring Your Husband to Work Day.
It is. And we are sitting, as we record this, in that week between Christmas and New Year's, which is kind of a fun space on the calendar when people often have a lot of downtime, or it's just a more relaxed, like I'm working this week, but it's a little bit more relaxed pace. I don't have any recordings for work, so I can kind of like manage my time how I see fit. Brian was gone for several days last week, so I've been missing him. So now I get to hang out with him more. And honestly, I just wanted to do another show with him. But this is also a time when people are thinking about the coming year and what they want out of it. Listen, Brian, back me up. I love New Year's resolutions.
Oh, sure. Everyone does.
I don't think everyone does.
They love making them.
I don't think everyone does. Like, I know a lot of people find that it just makes them feel pressured right out of the gate for a new year, and that doesn't feel fun to many people, which I get, but I love them. I think of them as like not a pressure thing. It's more like all of us are always potentially improving, and you can focus the ways that you want to improve. It's both focused and driven, and yet pretty relaxed for me at the same time.
Yeah, to paraphrase Douglas Adams, actually people love the sound they make as they whistle overhead, way out of reach.
But I also thought, because it is a more relaxed week, that it might be an interesting time to take a fun approach to combining the thing we are here for, which is Star Wars, and New Year's resolutions. So I thought what we could do is discuss various Star Wars characters and what we think their new cycle resolution should be. What do each of them need to work on? And this is very freeform. Brian can call out people or characters as well as I. But
We're not trained psychologists.
No. This is all in fun. And the idea is just to think about Star Wars characters in a new way and hopefully make ourselves giggle a little here and there along the way. The one that we discussed ever so briefly earlier when we were talking about doing this episode was, Brian, what do you think Salacious Crumb's new cycle resolution should be?
Just 3 simple goals: live, love, laugh. Yeah, about like that.
Which I love. I feel like if I were him, the resolution might be, I think, and this is not to body shame, but I do think it would do him a little good just to like make sure he's never skipping leg day, because curled up in the tail of a hut is dangerous. And I feel like he should be ready to like jump and run at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
We're going to pretend that whole sail barge situation is not in play here.
Instead of couch to 5K, maybe like pallet to 5K, or Jabba's throne to 5K.
Hut to 5K.
There you go.
So Salacious Crumb, I hope you're never skipping leg day.
Pillow to 5K.
Yeah, there you go. Cushion to 5K is pretty good too. But yeah, I mean, he's pretty agile, but we want to make sure he's got those endurance muscle fibers at the ready because you don't know.
I mean, the grip strength when R2 shocked him, that was pretty impressive. I don't know that I could have
Yeah.
like held myself up one-handed to or the rafter of a sail barge.
Yeah, I think he's strong, but I think he's fast twitch muscle fiber strong.
Hmm.
He's a sprinter. He,
Wiry.
he needs endurance because they're out in the desert. It's just smart. Just smart. When you're the littlest guy, you need to think about escape.
Hmm.
I have one in my head that I want to talk about, but I think it's a difficult one, so I'm putting it off a little bit. I'm trying to think of silly ones for the open. Here's another one, also Tatooine related. What should Max Rebo's new cycle resolution be?
Well, he doesn't have to worry about leg day.
No, he is leg day. Leg day all day. That's his gym shirt.
Shoulder legs and ear flippers.
Uh-huh.
Um, he's never expanded into classical. He would really love to attempt
Oh.
like some Mozart or Bach, something like good on the keys.
Yeah, those don't exist in the Star Wars universe, so we'd have to figure out what their classical musicians are, but
Although John Williams exists in the Star Wars universe now as a bartender, right?
right, but he's not John Williams.
Wow.
He's somebody else within that universe, right?
Details.
Right, yeah. We're uh yeah, I'm trying to remember I don't remember the name of his character either. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know that that character has a backstory that involves composing, alas, but I mean, a lot of good composers in the galaxy far, far away. I'm sure that Max
To the
Rebo could focus
Pablo.
on. I think that's an interesting one. I was trying to think of something based on the fact that we know Max has some longevity, right? Because we see him in Garsa's sanctuary some years later. So he isn't like the kind of musician that's gonna crash and burn, like they're
Mhm.
gonna burn out really hard on their fame. So because he seems like he is a career musician, what I want him to focus on is making sure he's getting proper nutrition and getting his medical checkups as necessary so that he stays in great health for a long time.
Like he has a reunion coming up at the end of the year or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we just want to make sure that he's, taking care of himself because he's talented and
Ooh, is he
important.
going on the road? Maybe he's going on the road at the end of the year, so he wants to like be in the best health he can be.
Do you have anyone that you want to consider what their resolution will be?
What would Mon Mothma's be? And like, well, what year would this be for our little musings?
I have an instant answer for this one.
All right.
I think Mon Mothma's new cycle resolution is to be more present in the moment. And the reason I say that is because she has for so long, almost any time you see her when we have encountered her, she is always having to think long term, what's next? What are the bigger goals? What are the overarching plans? That I bet she robs herself of just enjoying the moment frequently. So I think she just needs to work on like being able to live in the moment in the midst of a life that is all about planning ahead.
A sabbatical from stress.
Well, not even, but just like in your day-to-day life, finding ways that she can like be like, "Oh my gosh, this meal is amazing." And for just a moment, just focus on that and enjoying herself rather than putting food in her mouth while she is calculating her next steps.
Okay.
Do you have one in mind for her?
Um, no, I think it would align with what you think she would think about. Just the
Yeah.
whole like learn to separate, learn to balance a little more.
Yeah. This actually made me think of a different question for you. Who in the Star Wars galaxy do you think is the most likely to make new cycle resolutions?
To make them or keep them?
Both.
Hmm.
Like, who do you think is like, yeah, I want to really think about what the coming year holds? Thinking about Mon Mothma being a planner aheader made me think about this. Like, who is the person that's like, they're writing down their thoughts on the past year and they're thinking about what they want to work on going forward? Who are the
Uh,
characters most likely to do that?
so many of them are kind of fly by the seat of their pants. Uh, I don't know if I would trust any of them to uphold any of the resolutions they made. So maybe someone like Luke.
Yeah?
Luke would seem like he's very focused and like to the week he will like
Well,
achieve
Yoda has
that
said,
goal.
you know, that he's always looking to the future and not where he is. So, I think you're actually
Yeah,
100% right in that
he's
regard.
envisioning his he has
Um
learned patience.
I think I have said it on the show before and I stand by it. Padme Amidala is an Erin Condren girly. She
Mhm.
has all of the notebooks, planners, subdivided, focus notebooks,
More
etc.
tabs than pages.
Whew, yeah. She's an organized gal. But I'm trying to think of less obvious choices because all of the ones I'm thinking of are women. Like Leia, I imagine, is a little bit of a planner.
I like that
Um,
you jumped into Max Rebo
do you think
right
he's
off
a
the top.
he's a planner? Uh, um, yeah, I wonder. I'm trying to think of who else would be really into the idea of a New Year's resolution. Although we're calling them new cycle
I
resolutions to
think
be in universe.
all the regimented characters are probably a write-off. We wouldn't. Oh yeah, Bo-Katan would. Oh yeah, all
He
these.
Adi Mundi.
Nah, why
He
bother? I'm just perfect all the time.
he doesn't even just make the resolution. He makes a flow chart of how it's going to get carried out, and each step is more boring than the last.
Mhm.
I say with love. Listen, we need those. But I bet he's one of those. I bet like a lot of Jedi would probably be kind of into it. And then you get your um characters that probably make plans, but the plans are not cool. Orson Krennic makes annual plans and resolutions.
I was gonna ask. I forget her name. The Trandoshan from Bad Batch, the awful woman.
Oh, Sid?
Said, what would her resolutions be?
Oh, that's a good one. Sid.
Just make money. Just screw over whoever. Make money.
Well, but here's the thing. Sid is such an interesting, like, contradictory character that I feel like she would actually not make any kind of, like, big important resolution. She would make, like, a weird benign resolution. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, she would, resolve that she was only gonna eat, like, I don't know, not even a healthy eating thing, but just like I can only have Ord Mantell mix on Tongs days when
If I got all
uh
my steps in.
no, not even. It's not even like that. It's like a weird, just nonsensical thing, right? Like it's a game. It's almost like a poker game. There's chance involved. Like there would have to be if X, Y, and Z happen, not things that she can make happen, but things that happen like, whether it rains, whether it whatever. Those would be the deciders of her resolution and what prize she gets. Like she would gamify her day-to-day life in a way that is
Mm.
completely benign and unimportant, but would be something to keep her little machinating brain occupied.
I was thinking uh the only way it would come up to her is as a snarky comeback, like when she betrays someone and they're like, "Why would you do that?" She'd shrug and say, "It was my New Year's or my new cycle's resolution,"
Yeah. Yeah.
and shut the door on him.
I think you're onto something there, actually. I think that's she would come up with a resolution that would enable her to manipulate other people. Damn you, Sid. Um, Here's the hard one that I was almost scared to bring up because this is a person that probably needs to work on themselves a lot, though I love them. What kind of if he were to ever make a resolution, which I don't think he would, frankly, but if he were, what is the resolution Han Solo would make? Or resolutions plural?
Hmm. That kind of leads into mine. Um, he's got to tighten up that time through the Kessel Run.
I
This will be the year.
like how he's going to use a SMART goal, like something measurable that absolutely has to be achieved.
Well, it's a flex. It's an ego.
Yeah. 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 He's going to clean his blaster more. Um, yeah, I feel like he needs to work on himself.
Maybe they finally get around to cleaning the Falcon. I always found it funny that we saw, like in the teasers for Solo, Lando's Falcon look just
Pristine.
spotless. We're like,
Yeah.
good God, what kind of horrid way did Han live in that thing? And then we find out from the movie, oh, it happens all like in a day.
Yeah, he just curbed it in 3 hours flat and then never fixed it. Although there was that cross sections book that had like the updates that were made to the Falcon when Han and Leia got married. One of
Mm.
which was a little controversial at the time, was that he put in a galley. And the intent was that it was a more comfortable space, but some people perceive that as being like, there's a woman here, we better put in a kitchen.
There's a space for your shoes.
Right.
You may take them off.
Did you, since you said that led up to something you were gonna do, where were
I
you
think
at?
everyone who listens to the show is wanting you to say Greedo's New Year's resolution would be.
I I have been thinking about this because, right, I want to really consider what we truly know of Greedo. He is overeager and a little unwise in his decision making.
Reckless.
Yeah. He's like a green bounty hunter that just stumbles around. Even when we
No
see
pun
him
intended.
when we
Green
see
bounty
him
hunter.
herka in the Clone Wars, I feel like everybody just got the true insight into our marriage. You make a joke and I'm like, "Yes, dear." And I just keep talking.
You're the one that made the joke.
Not
I'm
on
proud of you.
purpose.
I'm proud of you.
I don't like a pun. That was truly an accidental one. Um yeah, but because he's a rookie to some degree, he makes bad decisions. So I feel like Greedo's resolution would be to work on the fundamentals, right? Like he is gonna work on his drawing speed. How fast can he pull his weapon and get a shot off? He's gonna work on his aim a little bit. He's also gonna work on his singing voice. That's a secret resolution he doesn't tell anybody.
And his flirting skills.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got
listen.
to find that Prince of Persuasion DVD and learn how to like communicate your interest and
Yeah,
affection.
because we all know he was just flirting with Han.
Hmm.
Just flirting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about Rhodians in general as we had talked about this. Like, What would Griata's resolution be? What would Chisito's resolution be? I mean, I feel like for most of them, the resolution is survive in the Star Wars universe because Rhodians don't always have a great shake. They're kind of the red shirts of the Star Wars universe. So, anytime they get to survive, I'm really excited. All right, now I'm going to throw back at you because I will give you your favorite character, or at least one of them. What's R2D2's resolution?
Well, we'll say it's post Rise of Skywalker. Um, I think he's just reaching his limit with uh hard drive capacity. And he's like,
Mm.
I gotta get rid of some of this stuff. He's got like 60,000 photos. He's got generations of like tape backup. We found out from that movie that he backs up C3PO. Like that's one of the first things he probably chucks. He's like, we don't need 3PO will be fine. We don't need this anymore. He's got to go through all the duplicates in his photos. Um, because he's kind of been living that not really a spy's life, but like they say
Sometimes.
he's the chronicler of the Skywalker saga. Um,
Um,
and that's a lot of stuff to cover. So he's got a lot he needs to like
it's going to take an entire cycle.
sift through. Yeah.
See, mine was a very similar concept, but a shorter way to put it, which is that he was going to defrag.
There you go.
Like, just find all of those parts of his hard drive that are unwritten and move things around so that you can optimize your space. But I think yours is also a better long-term one. Like, I think it'll be a combo burrito, right? He'll defrag every few weeks or whatever, but then he'll be constantly throughout the year going through all of his data to see what he can jettison.
Yeah, he got Babu Frick's card. He's like, I'm gonna give you a call. I swear, January. I'm gonna give you a call.
Yeah.
Set up
Yeah.
an appointment.
Interesting. 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 Did you have anybody else in mind?
Um, I I keep going back to the cantina for I don't know what reason.
I
Um,
mean, it's not like we love the cantina and want to live cantina life all the time. I don't know what
I'm
you're talking
actually
about.
I'm sitting between a 1/1 scale one and a 1/18 scale one.
Well, ours
Uh,
isn't a replica or 1/1 scale. It's just its own
true.
thing.
Just
But
a cantina, not
yeah.
not the cantina.
Yeah.
Um, someone in there like Hammerhead Momanedon.
Oh, this one's easy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so he is going to reorganize how he manages his seed vault because he's had his little private garden that's kind of a secret on Tatooine for a while, and all gardeners know that sometimes it's real easy to get a little sloppy about like where you're storing your seeds and whatnot, especially when you're culling seeds from like the fruits that you produce in your garden. So he's going to do like a big reorg and make sure everything is sorted properly in its little envelopes so that he knows what's what. Everything's labeled properly. He's just going to have that garden like pristine by the time he's done.
excellent.
Is that the nerdiest way I could have answered that question?
No, I it's wonderful. So, still in the cantina, and speaking of ours, Cabe's resolution.
Well, you didn't say what you think Momon Nadon's resolution would be.
I agree with you.
Okay. Cabe's
What would she resolve to do in the next year?
starting when we see her in A New Hope
Whatever.
or later.
I confess I'm not as up with the books and comics as you, so I don't know. Like, from a certain point of view, I don't know if she got her story kind of extended, sort of semi-canonical,
She
pure
did. She
full
did.
canonical.
Um, she did. She did a lot of wheeling and dealing. So, uh, she was forever kind of working all the angles. So I think her resolution may actually be to start investing her money more like in a wise way. Like she's still doing the wheeling and dealing in the deals, but she's thinking long term about I can't do this forever. I need to start making my money maybe work for me a little bit so I don't have to hustle forever. I think she might meet with a financial planner. That might be her.
Hmm, okay.
Or she may just be like, I'm gonna save up. Maybe financial planner is in the future, but like immediate goal is to actually start putting money away and making more than she needs and not spending it so that she can kind of prepare a little nest egg for herself.
How exciting.
Yeah, because she can't rent rooms in the pipeworks from um Acmina forever. You know, that's not optimal. So so yeah, she's thinking about the future. She's preparing for the future.
Well, good luck to
What
her.
I think is what I think.
If anyone
Um,
keeps the resolution, I bet it's Cabe.
yeah, listen, don't discount Cabe. She's little and she's scrappy and she's smart. Cabe is the Louise Belcher of the Star Wars universe, but just, as an adult. Not just because she's tiny, because she's always thinking. Brian, what do you think Jar Jar Binks's annual resolution is?
I actually was going to throw out Captain Tarpals. Like, is it finally the year where he like gets more political and maybe goes up against Boss Nass and his position? Jar Jar, at what stage is he? Like
You
post,
can pick.
to be honest, again, kind of like with Shawshank Redemption, I haven't read Chuck Wendig's resolution of Jar Jar's Jar Jarness,
Oh yeah.
and I still haven't been spoiled on it. So
I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
it's another
Um
reason to finish the book. I'm enjoying.
um
It's just taking.
um yeah, Brian, can I out you?
Sure.
Brian has been reading the first book of the Aftermath trilogy for how many years now?
How many thousands of miles?
Yeah, he takes it on every trip we go on. So it has literally been to France, Ireland, Italy, Iceland, Morocco. Every time we fly cross country, it's with him. Um,
I'm enjoying it. I just uh, as other stuff jumps up in
yeah,
the way.
yeah, I don't there's at least there's absolutely no judgment. I have a hard time reading for pleasure anymore because I read so much for my job and it's like my brain is just like, no, let's do only visual things. So it's fine. No, you don't love audiobooks,
Correct.
which has been my fix for that. So,
It forms itself in my head. I hate
yeah.
if it's not a movie or TV, like an actual visual program. I don't like the visualizations that they do because I would make my own.
The
I'd rather make my own.
the
Um,
visualizations that they do. Wait, back up. You just don't like the voices, right? Because they're different from the voices you would pick. Like, I don't understand the visualization thing that you're saying.
yeah, I mean, it ties into the story playing out in my mind. When I read, I'm not visualizing words. I'm like creating the scene in my mind. I can,
Gotcha. But when you hear someone else say it, it impacts the way you build it.
yeah, it throws me.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I just was like, wait, are you reading a different audiobook style than I am? Um,
Back to Jar Jar. Maybe it's before he gets thrown into the saga, like before his risky morning munching, or
yeah. Well, I mean, I have an easy one for that, but what's yours?
oh, I hadn't thought of it. Let's hear yours.
I think his resolution, he doesn't ever fulfill it. It's just to be more careful because he does get into trouble. Listen, he crashed the boss's hay blibber. It's a problem. I had this. this is a sidetrack.
That's because he was clumsy.
I had this vision the other day. I don't know where it came from. I was working in the room that we're currently transitioning from what it is to what it's going to be. We're doing a little home reorg. And my brain thought about how funny it would be if, and this is in no way a criticism of the performance that Ahmed Best did of Jar Jar, but how funny it would be to do a spoof where Jar Jar is a lot more like Travis Bickle, and he's just like, I don't know, I crashed the bus's hey blibber, and I don't know, like just a lot more like I don't care. Um, it just tickled me in that regard.
You were
Um,
talking to me?
right. Yeah, but not with his Jar Jar voice. Literally just with like a Robert De Niro
Oh,
voice is what I'm saying. Like that he just doesn't. It's the same character, visually the same bounciness, but the voice is just like, I don't care, man. Um, I don't know why that struck me as funny the other day. And Hey Blibber was particularly a thing that I thought would be hilarious to hear in that regard. Um, this is
a
kind of
delivery driver.
sticking in the Phantom Menace zone,
Mm.
although it doesn't have to be in that timeline, but it's where we met this character. What is Darth Maul's resolution?
To kill Palpatine and ascend to Sith Lord,
Yeah,
Super
I mean,
Saiyan
all the
status.
Sith kind of have an easy template for their resolutions. It's always the same.
Yeah, they have
That's
very
interesting,
very boring calendars. It just says overthrow your master. That's it.
right?
Pitch this apprentice garbage.
Yeah. 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 Do you have another that you want to bring up?
Um, do the Dianogas count? Like, are we talking like sentient characters that like have dialogue and stuff?
Dianogas are sentient.
Well, yeah, but
You haven't read the books.
they haven't had speaking roles on screen.
We know more about the Dianogas than we used to, which is quite sad. I don't know what the resolution would be for the one that we know from the Death Star, which I believe is a female. Um, yeah, I don't. I would be. That's a sticky one. I would have trouble with that one because it's very love and light until it gets captured. I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know. I don't know. That's a thinker. I don't know that I have an
All right.
answer there.
What about back on the prequels?
Hmm.
I was thinking of asking about Watto's resolutions, but then was worried that might just get sad and dark, and he's not gonna like reform. He's like, I need to buy more
No,
children.
no, I think there's room to be interesting with Watto. Um, he is a little tricky to talk about, right? Because any of the enslavement stuff is just dicey as hell. Like there's no way to talk about that in a lighthearted way, and we shouldn't. So I think his is gonna be something like uh he is going to keep the shop cleaner, whether that involves enslaved labor or not is secondary to him. He's gonna keep the shop a little bit cleaner, and he has a shadow book system. Like he's cooking the books a little bit because so much of his I think he's a money launderer. I really do. And so much of his money is flowing through his junk business, but it's really all bets and, illegal doing. So I think he is resolved to do a fresh pass on those. To make sure
Who is
his
he?
tail's covered.
Who is he hiding the books from? Why does he have a shadow?
Anybody.
Oh, okay.
Like nobody, it's nobody in that situation wants anybody to know how much money they have, how much money they have made through things like betting, etc., especially someone who bets on pod races. Uh he doesn't want people to know the actual hard numbers of those transactions. So I think anytime he wins a lot, which he seems to have done because he always bets on Sebulba, who always wins, I think he's probably slicing that total sum up so that no one can see the lump sum. Like if he has like five different bets out in favor of Sebulba, when those five pay out, he doesn't show on his personal or business books, certainly not on his personal books, like 25,000 credits. He shows like 5,000 credits that came through because somebody bought, this refurbished pit droid, like he's making up transactions to make it look like business expenditures are happening. So no one knows what his real wealth level is.
That was more detailed than Hammerhead's gardening thing, so I'm a
You're
little
worried.
suspicious. What is
He's cooking the books. I mean, who among us wouldn't do that? Okay, so now it's my turn, right? Um, and I want to go classic.
I was thinking I'd go classic next one. So,
What is General Dodonna's resolution?
oh, I was also thinking of a leader, but needs to be more emphatic. He resolves to be a little bit more of a leader because he's embarrassed by how easily he'll step aside for someone else to like go over the details of battle plans and things.
Oh, he wants to be more assertive.
Yeah, more assertive. He
Interesting.
thinks that'll advance him further in the rebellion, and uh, he can finally get that bigger apartment that he was wanting
Nice. Nice.
on Home One.
Right. I mean, how does that even work, right? Don't you just get assigned quarters?
Well, he wants,
Home One is a rebellion ship at that point, so
yeah.
huh.
That's my suspicion that he would do.
All right. Who's your next one?
Does that align with what you were thinking?
No, I don't have any idea with
Yeah.
him. I
Okay.
really don't. He's
Um,
inscrutable to me.
Speaking of leaders and their resolutions, what is Chief Chirpa thinking they're going to try to accomplish in the next year?
Oh, well, I'm like, do we want to get into animated series doings or
Yeah.
I mean,
E
uh,
what?
we are the E. Um, I think, um, I'm gonna have to go animated. Chief Chirpa's resolution every year is to um take even better care of his beloved daughter Nisa. That's his annual resolution. He's made it every year since she was a little patoot since she was born.
Little petit petite.
Uh-huh. I mean, we love Nisa. And she's a little bit of a spitfire, so it actually keeps him on his toes to try to keep up with her each year as she grows.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Chirpa, you surprised me with that one. This is one that I have a very strong feeling about. You probably will not have the same strong feeling because the strong feeling I have relates to the comics. What do you think Admiral Akbar's resolution is?
Mm. Um, to be better at cleaning his tank.
It's got so much algae. Ugh, everywhere.
He's got to gather up that spilt pirate treasure that's all around the bottom. And the pump is making a weird noise that he's put off fixing for like 3 months.
This makes me wonder now, has anybody ever done any kind of crossover art of Moncals and sea monkeys? And if not, why not?
Here you go,
Also, don't get me started on sea
listeners.
monkeys, but because I love them, but their inventor was a Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah.
You cannot escape history. Here's my thing with Admiral Akbar. In the Princess Leia comic that came out several years ago at this point, he made me irate because he was very dismissive of Leia's desire to go out and do like a mission that she had in mind for herself. And he kept being like, "No, no, you're grieving. Lie down," essentially. And I
Mm.
think his resolution should be a better listener and not assume he knows what humans are feeling and what they need. And with that, I will also give the apologizer caveat, right? Of that he is not a human. He comes from a species that broods, thousands of babies at a clutch. And he doesn't know how human emotions work. And so he's had to learn it. And so I'm going to give him some grace in that regard. He's very good at commanding huge swaths of ships and being strategic and tactical in battle. But he doesn't, the interpersonal communication is not natural to him. It's something he's had to learn. So that's just something he needs to work on for the future.
All right.
Whose resolution would you like to discuss next?
Um, let's say TK-421 got booted off the Death Star right after he woke up and had a year ahead of him to to make and maybe keep resolutions. Um, what would he think? Assuming he just got a dressing down from his commanding officer and is maybe
Well,
dishonorably discharged. I don't know.
right, and this is interesting because this would have been presumably someone who had been recruited because they were past the clone stage at that point. But because that's early in that, he may have been one of the earlier non-clones. Yes, Brian is raising his hand.
And whoever dismissed him probably went up with the Death Star. So if TK-421 had made any resolutions based on like getting kicked out or retired, he may not have to stick with those now because there's no one left to enforce it.
Well, that's not really what a resolution is, though, right? It's like what you do on your own, not necessarily for a boss.
But maybe he would have resolved to like
Get back
improve
into the
his, yeah, get
Imperial
back into the,
forces.
yeah.
Um, yeah, that's a good question, but here's what I think. What you made me think of is that all happens in such a short period of time, right? Him not being at his post because he got beat up by some scrappy little weasels that
A
managed to
farm boy.
sneak out of their cargo container. Um, and he gets dismissed, but then the Death Star does blow up. So at that point, I think he recognizes that like the thing he thought was the worst thing that could happen to him was actually a blessing because he survived.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
he is very much in his live, laugh, love phase of like seize every moment, live life to its fullest. He's having his year of yes.
These moments, not towns.
Where yeah, he wants to go out. He realizes he did not die even though he should have if things had gone to plan. And so he is going to take advantage of that second chance and he is going to go out and see the galaxy and experience everything he possibly can in the time he has left in the galaxy. That's what I think.
All right, that's another beautiful one. I like that.
Ah, your wife is a hippie. Um, let's
I mean,
see.
that's a fair extrapolation.
I that is how I would feel about it if I were in his shoes. Okay, this is one that I think we have to break into this character, but at different times in his life. What does Empire Boba Fett resolve versus what does Daimyo Boba Fett resolve?
Hmm.
Like, what are their separate resolutions?
At what point in Daimyo's life? Because
Let's say
I imagine there's several
at the
years
end
of
of Book of Boba Fett.
this year I resolved to escape this
Yeah,
Sarlacc
yeah.
pit.
Well, when he's the daimyo, though, is at the end of Book of Boba Fett, right?
Okay,
Like
gotcha. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
gone through all of that struggle and the power struggles to get where he is, and he's hired the mods. Everything's gonna be okay.
Um, well, Empire and Jedi Boba was still all about collecting bounties and Wookiee scalps and still like in the game
Hmm.
for some superficial reasons. Like he was never like uh gathering up happiness. It was just
Right.
criminals on the run.
Well, and he was very vengeful. I mean, we could even go a step farther back and say, like, what was teenage Boba's resolution? And we know that that would probably just be revenge, you know, kill more Jedi. Um, so yeah, I think you're right. It would be a more superficial resolution when we're talking about Empire Boba, for sure. And then what is more mature Boba's resolution?
To prove everyone wrong.
Yeah.
Because he had a rep and then air quotes died so ridiculously. Um and I mean we see him like get on this path of like reestablishing himself as the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he feels
Um,
he's got a reputation to repair.
I think too, if we're really talking about him at the end of Book of Boba Fett, I think he's like, you know what I really need to do is work on the infrastructure on this planet. So that, things like a desert storm or whatever aren't going to shut down entire settlements and villages. Yeah, I think he's gonna work on infrastructure. He's gonna be a little bit of a hippie. He's gonna New Deal that place. That's what's gonna happen.
Build a big crate dragon habitat.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, who else are you thinking of?
Um, I'm actually looking around at the collection.
I know, I am too.
Um, I see a Nemoidian staring back at me. So, pick a Nemoidian. What would a Nemoidian's like one of the ones we've seen from Phantom,
Well, you know my favorite Nemoidian.
like Rune and Lot and um,
Yeah, my favorite Nemoidian is Hao,
hey how?
which is the pilot that does they've gone up the ventilation shaft. I love
Yeah,
that. Love Hao. Um, but I
maybe
don't know enough about Hao to know what the resolution situation would be there. I do think Newt Gunray would make like a really stupid resolution that he perceives as important and moving him forward, but is really like garbage, right? He would do something like he's gonna invest more in Bitcoin. Like he's literally just gonna like buy into whatever the current trend amongst finance bros is. He wants in on that.
he kissed his Trade Federation goodbye and jumped into the blockchain.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Did you have something in mind for him?
No, I was trying to remember who survived, like who we saw at the end, when um, Palpatine came out and said they'd keep an eye on young Anakin, and was that Panaka that said that line? You can kiss your
Oh yeah. Your trade
goodbye.
franchise goodbye, yes.
Um, yeah, I was trying to remember who all they were talking to at the end, and yeah, where they would go. But yeah, Bitcoin makes sense. Of course, now he's really pushing. Well, they've had AI forever. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
He's gonna get his electrical engineering degree, so he can lead the next big thing. But
there you go. What do you
gonna become
think?
a tech bro.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna start showing up in like white t-shirt, black blazer, jeans. Um,
Black baseball cap.
yeah, 100%. Can you imagine a black baseball cap on that noggin? Be amazing. Um, I'm gonna shift gears towards physical world things, sort of. What is Oga's resolution?
Just keep slinging or having her staff sling drinks, and make money for the bar.
Well, keep in mind, right, that Oga has her hands in everything on Black Spire Outpost, right? She's so I think her resolution is to ensure that she has more power than Doc Ondar, who
Mm.
is the only person who can really challenge her.
Is the bar the only public facing thing she's got going on? Like everything else is
Um,
kind of like wormed through other connections.
I don't think so. She does have a hidden office, so not everything is public, but like we know that like she rents out real estate there. We know that she also does some antiquities trade of her own, although that's the way she gets things is probably not ever publicly acknowledged. Um,
She'd be good friends with Sid.
oh yeah, I mean they're buds. They're Golden Girls together. Um, yeah, they 100% get along. Yeah. Yeah, so I think her whole thing is just to get herself a foothold of power that is stronger than Doc Ondar's.
Hmm. I like it.
Yes. While simultaneously expanding the menu at the cantina so that it keeps people intoxicated and happy and not thinking about how much power she has.
Yeah. Or they'll forgive or ignore what they do know, because she keeps them happy.
Maybe, maybe, maybe.
So I want to know,
Yes.
and he has like a new canon name, I know, but did Ivan Sleaze Bagano go home and rethink his life? Did he make New Year's resolutions?
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? He goes legit. He has a job. He's still selling because that's all he ever knew how to do. So he's literally like working in insurance or something.
At the Best Buy.
Maybe.
That sounds disrespectful to actual employees there.
No, no. I mean, it's
No
just like
disrespect.
when you go from the criminal underworld to like a retail job, it just feels like a strange transition, I think. Which may be exactly what happened there.
So who this is maybe getting off topic, but who would have given him a second chance? Do you think Dex would
Ooh.
have like hired him as like a line cook or something?
I don't think he has line cook skills. Um, that's a good question. You know where he could end up is in not Luthen Rail's shop, but a shop like that, like an antiquities shop, like a boutique-y thing that sells very specialty stuff. I think
Not
he
nec-
would thrive in that universe.
not necessarily through legit channels, but
Correct.
like this artifact fell off the back of the truck and
Correct. He has to have like
found a buyer.
the moral flexibility to be okay with things acquired on the DL, but he's still um it's a more legit job than selling death sticks. I think that's a
Okay.
good one. That's a good one.
A positive outlook, more or less.
Yeah. Listen, he's gonna meet the right person, they're gonna settle down, his life's gonna change. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. Um, I'm trying to
How
think if
about
there's
you?
anyone else that's like burning because we're coming up on almost an hour that we've been talking about this baloney. Um,
Okay, we've covered Jedis and band members and cantina residents and
never enough
bounty
cantina
hunters.
residents.
Did I say that already?
Maz Kanata. That's my
Ma,
final question to you. What is Maz Kanata's resolution?
before she's lost her castle, because I imagine if it's after, like the one thing she wants to do is she's got to get that place put
She's got to
back
rebuild. Yeah. Yeah, we'll say before she loses the castle.
together. She had a couple of franchise offers. Um, she did try to open a satellite castle, uh, a second location, but she was just spread too thin. So her resolution is to refocus on the main castle and um, not not share the Maz Kanata specialness with just anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got to keep that circle closed, right? Not everybody should even know how to get there. She welcomes a lot of people to the castle that don't probably want to be tracked. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah. Don't let your legend flow out into the universe, but not anything more than that. I think
She
that's a
also is kind of a control freak and just it always rubbed her wrong the way the that second locations runners did the place. And they didn't love her like helicopter managing, micromanaging it.
I like that my answers are all a little bit anal retentive and yours are like fantastical. You have like a whole fanfic built in your head about how it's gonna work. Which is great. That's not a pejorative thing at all. Um, but with Moz, we have talked for almost an hour, my darling beloved. So I will let you escape unless there's anyone else you are yearning to consider in the what their resolution should be.
I did not have anyone else
Great,
in mind
great.
though.
Um, as we wrap up the year here, I want to make sure that all of our listeners know how much we appreciate them and how I know Brian would share this sentiment that we want both Brians for that matter that we want only good things for you in the year ahead and that we hope that your holidays whatever you celebrate have been absolutely beautiful and filled with joy and spending time with the people who you love and who bring meaning to your life. So we wish that for all of you. I hope that 2026 is wonderful and that all of the many troubles that I know a lot of people have been dealing with and a lot of the stress of 2025 is lessened. We can cross our fingers. In the meantime, Brian, how can people find you if they want to hear more of your fantastical ideas about Maz Kanata's franchise situation?
Admiral Akbar's tank home.
Uh-huh.
Um, I am on Blue Sky, Half Moth, HALFMOTH. Um, and there's also a Hut Tongs Day account to be keeping an eye on. Uh, but we can talk more about that later.
Yeah, yeah, we can talk about Hot Tongs Day at some point. You can find me on Instagram as SurlyGirly5 and on Blue Sky as just as Holly Fry. I am still, of course, doing stuff you missed in history class. You can still catch me on Friday nights on the History Channel on The Unbelievable with Dan Aykroyd. Um, Brian, I know you can find Brian Young, that is, at swankmatron.com, where you'll find links to all of his doings and his many book signings and projects that he's got going on. And super producer Mike is at the mic. And you can also just check in at Full of Sith and, contact us that way. We are so grateful that you have spent this time with us here on episode 616 of Full of Sith. Um, Once again, Happy New Year. Please
Happy New
take care.
Year.
Please take care of yourselves and others. And we will be right back here next week. And Brian will probably be here. It's Brian Young, that is, so we can have a probably more serious discussion. We'll see what happens.
Keep you Brian
Uh,
straight.
But until then, thank you again so much, and the Force will be with you always.
Sir, if you'll not be needing me, I'll close down for a while.